The town of Springwood was like any other small American town, quiet, almost sleepy. People worked hard, went to church on Sundays, and locked their doors at night. It wasn't the kind of place where you expected bad things to happen, but bad things did happen. Terrible things. It started with Tina Gray. She was 16, a little wild, the kind of girl who could light up a room with a smile but carried a shadow behind her eyes. Tina was found dead one morning, tangled in her sheets, like she'd been fighting for her life. Her face was frozen in terror, her body marked by strange gashes. The coroner called it unexplained nocturnal death. The town called it tragedy. But Tina's friends, Nancy Thompson, Glenn Lance, and Rod Lane, knew better. They had all seen the man. He first appeared in their dreams, a gaunt figure with a burn-scarred face. He wore a tattered red and green sweater and an old brown fedora. But it was the claws that stuck in their minds, razor-sharp blades attached to a dirty leather glove. Nancy woke up screaming the night she first saw him. He was chasing me. She told Glenn, her boyfriend, "I could feel his claws, Glenn. I swear to God I could feel them." Glenn brushed it off. "It's just a bad dream, Nancy. You're stressed about Tina. We all are." But Rod didn't think it was just a dream. "I saw him too." He admitted, his voice shaky. He was laughing, like he enjoyed watching me run. Rod didn't last long. A few nights later, he was found hanging in his cell after being arrested under suspicion for Tina's death. The police called it suicide, but Nancy wasn't so sure. Rod had told her, "He's coming for me next, Nancy. I swear I didn't hurt Tina, but that thing, he's real." Nancy became obsessed. She started digging into Springwood's history and learned about Freddy Krueger, a janitor at the local elementary school who had been accused of murdering children decades ago. The parents had taken justice into their own hands, burning Krueger alive in the boiler room where he worked. But Freddy wasn't gone. He was something worse now, something that fed on fear. Nancy tried to warn Glenn. "If you die in the dream, you die for real," she said. But Glenn, ever the skeptic, laughed it off, until he didn't wake up. Nancy found him in his room, his body swallowed by a geyser of blood. She was the last one left now. Desperate, Nancy turned to her mother, who finally confessed. "We burned him," her mother said, her voice trembling. "We thought it was over. But maybe we made it worse." Nancy decided to fight back. She set traps in her house, rigging everything from tripwires to explosives. She planned to bring Freddy into the real world where she could kill him. Nancy stood in her bedroom, clutching a kitchen knife. Her eyes burned from lack of sleep, but she refused to close them. Freddy appeared, his laugh echoing through the dream. "You can't stop me," he sneered, his claws glinting in the dim light. But Nancy was ready. She grabbed his arm and screamed, willing herself awake. When her eyes snapped open, Freddy was there, thrashing and roaring as the traps she'd set sprang to life. Fire consumed him once again, and for a moment it seemed like it was over. But as the smoke cleared, Nancy heard the faint sound of laughter. And she realized, with chilling certainty, that Freddy Krueger was far from gone. Springwood was never the same. Parents whispered about the events children avoided Elm Street, and Nancy became a ghost of herself. But in the shadows, Freddy waited, feeding on fear, ready for the next dreamer to close their eyes. Because nightmares never die.